Lesson 79, SUMIFS. In Excel 2007, Microsoft gave us the AVERAGEIF function to go along with COUNTIF and SUMIF, but most importantly, they gave us plural versions, in other words, SUMIFS, COUNTIFs, AVERAGEIFs, which allow multiple criteria. These are going to be very powerful new functions. While I introduced SUMIF briefly in Lesson 76, let's take a quick look at how this worked. Equals SUMIF. We specify the range that we want to evaluate, so that's the regions over here. And we want to see if it's equal to the word East here in G3. If it is, then we want to add up the corresponding value from E2 to E17. Now, in fact, all we have to do is specify the top corner cell here. We don't have to specify the whole range. And Microsoft automatically makes it as tall as the original range. I'll still hit F4. Finish that. So we did 133,000 in the east, 73,000 in the central, and 13,000 in the west. Now, if we wanted to count the number of invoices, there's a COUNTIF function. And again, this has been around for a long time. This time we just specify the range and the value we're trying to count. So 8 in the east, 7 in the central, 1 in the west. Now, what if we need to figure out the average invoice? Okay, well, frankly, at this point, it's easy. It's H divided by I. However, Microsoft went to the trouble of giving us a new function called AVERAGEIF. This is very similar to SUMIF in that we specify the range that contains the regions, the region we're looking for, and what value to average when it's found. And we can see 16,000 in the east, 10,000 in the central, 13,000 in the west. Okay, well, these are powerful functions, and typically at the Mr. Excel message board, someone would come along and say, hey, I've got my SUMIF working perfectly, but now I need two conditions. I need to see where the region is east and the product is ABC. How can you do that? Well, before Excel 2007, we had to switch them over to SUMPRODUCT or to an array formula, which usually caused their head to spin. Now we have the SUMIFS version. So equals SUMIFS. This time, we specify the range that we're going to sum first. And now we're allowed to specify pairs of criteria. So in this case, I want to check to see if A2 to A17 is equal to the word east. Now I want to be able to copy this, so I'm going to hit F4 3 times to freeze the G, but not to freeze the 9. So now I basically have a SUMIF that's checking to see if the region is equal to east. I now want to go check to see if the product B2 to B17, hit the F4 key, is equal to ABC. And in this case, I want to freeze to just the row, so I'll hit F4 twice to put a $ just before the 8. I could continue adding additional criteria by specifying additional pairs up to 32 criteria. We'll close this function, and we'll see that the East ABC was 18,701, and I can now copy this across. Very easily add totals. We'll copy the total up here to column K and add totals here as well. And we should see that the values here, 133,000, match the values there. 73, 73, 13, 13. It looks like it's all working. There are also multiple criteria versions of COUNTIF, that's COUNTIFs, and AVERAGEIFs in order to allow multiple criteria. Now, it was possible, as you'll see in the next lesson, to do this in the past with Excel 2003 using either SUMPRODUCT or array formulas. But having AVERAGEIFs, COUNTIFs, and SUMIFs will make it much easier and much more logical for most people to use this function. Well, I hope you found that helpful, and thanks for watching.
Looking to advance your career by acquiring new skills? Tired of expensive off-site training programs? Wish you could learn from the best instructors in the industry? Look no further than live lessons. Self-paced, personal video instruction by the world's leading technology publishers. Each live lesson comes with a DVD featuring 3 to 4 hours of instructor-led classroom training, sample program code that allows you to work along with your personal instructor, and an example-rich study guide. Live lessons allow you to watch the entire course from start to finish, or navigate directly to any of the individual lessons. You'll literally watch over the shoulder of your instructor as he shows you how to build state-of-the-art applications. Live lessons, the power of the world's leading technology experts at your fingertips. To learn more, visit mylivelessons.com today.